Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. Today we're going to focus on emergency preparedness. And first of all, thank you so much for joining us, and we really do appreciate you watching our videos and sharing them and helping us to get this word out, because it is really important information. We have been asked many questions about, so what type of things do we need to store for emergency preparedness? So this is going to be a list of 10 supplies that we need for emergency preparedness. Now, what this isn't, it is not a list of food. It is not a list of personal hygiene supplies. It is not a list of drugs or medications that we might need. This is supplies for carrying on daily living in case of a grid down situation. Now, of course, we're all going to need a whole lot more than just 10 different supplies. This is a list from which we can all springboard. And what we are hoping is that as we go through our list of 10, that it springboards you into action to get not only these 10, but to share other supplies. Remember, supplies, not implements, not shovels, not rakes, but supplies that we need for a balanced life if the grid goes down. So here we go with number one. Number one is plastic bags. Plastic bags of all sizes. This is one of my favorites. These are 50-gallon yard cleanup bags. Look how big these things are. This was out in my greenhouse, and so it's a little bit dirty. But these are 50-gallon. There are 70 of them. We get these at Costco. But these are huge, just huge. And they would come in handy for all kinds of things. Good grief, you could even poke a hole for your head and wear it for a raincoat if you need it too. So we have several boxes of these. We know that we're going to be really depending on plastic bags if the grid goes down. And then of course here are the household sizes. 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 1 quart, and sandwich bags. We have supplies of these as well. They're going to be very critical to what we do. And then this size is also very important. This is 8 gallon. These 8 gallons are especially designed for going inside 5-gallon buckets for human waste. If you are going to be using a 5-gallon bucket setup for your toilet in a grid down situation, then getting a supply of these toilet bags 8-gallon is also a necessity. And then there's one more size that's really important as well. And that is these 13-gallon kitchen waste bags. These are very convenient. So stocking up and having a good supply of plastic bags is really important for our emergency supply. Next on the list is duct tape. Lots and lots of duct tape. You can fix anything with duct tape, well, just about. So make sure that you have a good supply of duct tape. We certainly do. Next on our list, number 3, is kitty litter. Kitty litter. We don't have cats, but if we are set up with a 5-gallon toilet, even with duct tape fastening the plastic bag around the bucket and having an airtight seat over the top of it, kitty litter will help with the smell. And we'll use it right in that toilet, scoop some in so that we can get the most use out of the plastic bags that line the inside of the toilet. So kitty litter is great for doing that. Works on human waste as well as on kitty waste. While we are on the subject of toilets, a good supply of bathroom needs is very important. So toilet paper for sure. I think we're probably all stocking up on toilet paper after recent events. And then another thing that we strongly recommend is this box of baby wipes. We get these from Costco. They are very reasonably priced. They come in these little packets, and there are 9 100-count packs. So in this little pack, there are 100 wipes. And they are fragrance-free, no chlorine, alcohol, dyes. They are not flushable. So these are just fine, especially for off-grid situations when we may not be flushing anyway. And so these are really good, not just for babies, but for all sizes of people. And they help us keep clean and sanitary in situations which may be just a little bit challenging. You will notice when I talked about bathroom supplies that I did not mention feminine supplies. I have a complete and detailed video on feminine supplies. And generally in lists like this, all that is mentioned is feminine supplies without going into any detail. And so I'm going to be putting a link to that video where you can watch that one and get really into the depth of what is needed to have on hand for supplies for emergency preparedness for feminine supplies. It is really, really important for us to also have lots of sanitizing agents on hand to help us keep germ-free and disease-free. Now here are some of the ones that we recommend. Clorox for sure. Clorox has a shelf life of under a year. So if we get to a point where it's no longer available in stores and we've stocked up with a whole bunch, just know that after about a year it is not nearly as potent as it was when you first purchased it. So just keep that in mind. So for sanitizing water, this is calcium hypochlorite or Pool Shock, and we have on our website a downloadable recipe for this very chemical for Pool Shock. It's calcium hypochlorite, and you mix it into a secondary solution, and then from this secondary solution, this is what you use in very small amounts to sanitize your water supply. And all of the instructions are on that downloadable sheet that is on our website. We use a lot of stearamine. I have a lot of this in storage. I keep it right here on my countertop all the time. A half a tablet. These are the tablets. And a half a tablet is all that is needed for a quart of water. It costs about 4 cents a tablet. And so you can see how very economical it is, much more economical than Clorox, and every bit as powerful. And so I use this all the time. You see me use this on many of our videos. And then of course these are Clorox disinfecting wipes. And it is important to know that this is quaternary ammonia. It is not chlorine. And so this doesn't, even though it says Clorox disinfecting wipes, it is not Clorox. It kills using quaternary ammonia. And that's very powerful as well. So make sure that you have plenty of sanitizing agents as in your supplies. Number 6 on our list is vinegar. Number 7 is baking soda. And I put these together because obviously they can work together to do cleaning. Now these are not here because they are also used in cooking and food preparation. These are here for cleaning, for sanitizing, for all the many other uses that these two chemicals have. We have a separate video on why you should store baking soda. In fact, I believe that this is our most watched video. It has approaching 500,000 views on it right now, and it's only been out for, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. We are going to do a similar video on why store vinegar with all of the different uses that you can use vinegar for. And when you put these together, there's a chemical reaction that is powerful and can help clog drains and also clean. So these two things are imperative that we have as supplies in our emergency preparedness. Next on our list, so this would be number 8, dust masks. We have no idea the conditions that we might have to face in a long-term grid down situation, but it is very likely that we are going to need these N95 dust masks or germ masks or whatever. And so having a variety of these types of dust masks, including the ones that we are all very familiar with, that we all used for COVID-19, we're going to want a supply of these, quite a supply. to keep ourselves disease-free, and to be able to breathe in case there are other things in the air that we do not want to bring into our lungs. So be sure that you add dust masks to your list of things. So number 9 on our list is a set of maps. This is very, very important to have in your supplies. If the grid goes down, if we have no access to Google Maps or any of the online mapping services that are out there, we would be lost if we did not have good old-fashioned maps. And the maps that I'm going to recommend are topo maps, topographical maps. If you do not know how to read a topo map with its contour lines, it is time to learn that. And so this is a very detailed map of our area, and we also have a detailed map of a nearby forest and our entire state, and then areas that we often visit. This is just a selection of our maps. I love maps, for one thing. This is Bryce Canyon National Park. We go there every single year. And this is a topo map. Topo means topographical. And the little contour lines, what are those contour lines and what do they mean? That is something that we all need to learn. And if you don't know how to read a topo map, find someone who can help you, or there are plenty of YouTube tutorials on how to read a topo map. So this will help you know where you are and where you might be able to go in case of an emergency situation if you have to leave your home, even temporarily. The last thing on our list, number 10, is gloves. Jim buys new gloves for us all the time. These are all brand new sets of gloves. I have big hands for a woman. I have piano playing hands. I can reach an octave in 2 keys, if that means anything to those of you who play the piano. I think I was born with big hands so that I could play the piano. I don't know. Anyway, Jim and I wear the same size of gloves, and so he just keeps us supplied in gloves. And for those of us who do a lot of outside work, we wear gloves anyway all the time. It will really be a good thing to have a set of gloves, and we'll probably go through them fairly fast. So have several new sets of gloves in your supplies. So that wraps up our list of 10. Please add to it with your own list. Remember, we're keeping these to supplies and not anything else, not equipment, not implements, not food, but these are just supplies that we will need to have on hand for daily living during a long-term grid down situation. So hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and help others to subscribe so that they can keep in the loop on the latest that is happening with our channel. We thank you so much for being a part of our community, and we will see you at our next video.